Today, let's explore together how to approach the feeling of emotional numbness when nothing seems enjoyable anymore. If you're experiencing this sense of disconnection from pleasure and joy, you're not alone, and more importantly, there's genuine hope for recovery based on cutting-edge neuroscience research. Recent advances in brain science have revealed fascinating insights about anhedonia, the clinical term for this loss of pleasure capacity. A groundbreaking 2024 randomized controlled trial found that targeted interventions produced remarkable improvements, with an effect size of 1.69, which in scientific terms represents substantial positive change. Research from multiple universities using advanced brain imaging shows that anhedonia specifically affects circuits in the ventral striatum and prefrontal cortex, regions crucial for processing rewards and pleasure. These aren't permanent changes, they're reversible patterns that can be systematically addressed. What's particularly encouraging is that comprehensive meta-analyses examining thousands of participants found that approximately 70% of individuals receiving combined treatments show significant improvement in their ability to experience pleasure within 8 to 12 weeks. Recent neuroimaging studies have demonstrated that specific approaches can literally rewire these reward circuits. When researchers examined brain scans before and after treatment, they observed increased functional connectivity in the corticostriatal reward pathways, essentially showing the brain's pleasure systems coming back online. A fascinating discovery from neuroscience research involves the role of dopamine, our brain's primary reward neurotransmitter. Studies show that in anhedonia, it's not necessarily that dopamine levels are low, but rather that the brain's response to dopamine signals has become dampened. The good news is that targeted behavioral and mindfulness-based approaches can enhance these neurophysiological responses, effectively turning up the volume on pleasure signals that your brain is already producing but not fully registering. Now let's discuss practical, evidence-based methods you can start implementing today. The first approach is behavioral activation, which might seem counterintuitive but is remarkably effective. Begin by monitoring your daily activities and mood for just 3 days. Write down what you do and rate your mood on a simple scale. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel happy, it's about gathering data to understand your patterns. Research shows that in anhedonia recovery, action must precede motivation, not the other way around. Schedule one small potentially pleasurable activity each day, even if you don't feel motivated. This could be as simple as listening to a favorite song, taking a 5-minute walk, or brewing a cup of tea mindfully. Studies demonstrate that this systematic approach leads to measurable improvements within 2 to 3 weeks, as your reward circuits gradually reactivate through consistent gentle stimulation. The second technique is called savoring, and it's been validated through multiple research studies. When engaging in any activity, deliberately focus on sensory details for at least 30 seconds. Notice the texture of your morning coffee cup, the temperature of the liquid, the aroma, the weight of the cup in your hands. This isn't about forcing enjoyment, it's about giving your brain's reward circuits the opportunity to engage. Neuroimaging research shows that this mindful attention enhances reward circuit activation even when initial pleasure feels completely absent. Practice this 3 to 4 times daily with simple experiences. The key is consistency rather than intensity. The third method involves what researchers call reward circuit training. Create what I call a pleasure menu, a list of activities that you remember enjoying in the past, rated by how much effort they require. Start with the lowest effort items and engage for just 10 minutes daily. This might be looking at photos that once made you smile, listening to music you used to enjoy, or watching clips from a favorite show. Track any micro moments of interest or engagement, however fleeting. These tiny sparks are actually signals that your reward circuits are beginning to reactivate. Brain imaging studies show that this systematic approach strengthens ventral striatum responses within 4 to 6 weeks. Social reward activation represents another powerful approach supported by extensive research. Our brains have specific circuits dedicated to processing social rewards, and these can often jumpstart broader pleasure recovery. Schedule brief positive social interactions, even if they're just text messages or quick video calls. Aim for one meaningful connection daily, focusing on quality over quantity. Research shows that social rewards activate unique dopamine pathways that can create a cascade effect, gradually reawakening other pleasure systems. Exercise has profound effects on anhedonia recovery, and the research here is particularly robust. Engage in 20 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise 3 times weekly. This doesn't mean intense workouts. Walking, gentle cycling, or even dancing in your living room are equally effective. Studies demonstrate that regular movement directly increases dopamine receptor availability and enhances reward sensitivity. The key is consistency over intensity. Your brain needs regular, gentle activation rather than sporadic intense efforts. Sleep optimization plays a crucial but often overlooked role in pleasure recovery. Maintain consistent sleep and wake times to regulate your dopamine rhythms. Research clearly shows that poor sleep directly impairs reward processing by disrupting dopamine receptor sensitivity. Aim for 7 to 9 hours nightly, and here's a crucial tip: avoid screens for 1 hour before bed. The blue light doesn't just affect melatonin, it also impacts dopamine regulation patterns that are essential for experiencing pleasure the next day. To summarize what we discussed today. First, anhedonia is a treatable condition involving specific brain circuits that can be systematically reactivated. Second, behavioral activation works because action precedes motivation in recovery. Third, savoring techniques help your brain notice and amplify pleasure signals. Fourth, creating a pleasure menu and starting with low-effort activities rebuilds reward pathways gradually. Fifth, social connections uniquely stimulate dopamine release and can jumpstart recovery. Sixth, regular moderate exercise and consistent sleep directly enhance your brain's capacity to experience pleasure. Remember, recovery from emotional numbness isn't about forcing yourself to feel happy or pretending everything is fine. It's about gently and systematically giving your brain opportunities to reconnect with pleasure. Start with just one small activity today, even if it feels mechanical or pointless. Research proves that these consistent small actions literally rewire your brain's reward circuits over time. You haven't lost your capacity for joy, it's temporarily offline but absolutely recoverable. Be patient with yourself as your brain gradually remembers how to experience genuine pleasure and engagement with life. If today's discussion provided any support or hope, please hit the like button to help others find this information. If you'd like to continue learning about mental health and neuroscience together, please subscribe to the channel. May your hearts feel a little lighter, and may you rediscover moments of genuine joy in your journey ahead. Thank you for listening until the end today.